Well, there is something to be said about my self-deceased and threatening. I have almost all of my threatening done before I go homeless in the threatening because I am myself deceased. I have ever been deceased, that is how I am in view here, but I don't actually know if you know that about myself, because you don't actually take the time to find out who I am that is different than yourself and the creations of yourselves. So, does that mean that you know one another and you know me that way? Because you don't know one another, by that you all have your own genitals. So, how could you know me or not know me about my genitals when everybody who's not yourself to you has their own genitals? That is God deceased in the threatening so far. This is a beef pot pie. That's the beef right there, I think. That's the beef right there, some of it. I stopped eating beef when my dad figure had open heart surgery or some kind of surgery because he had a scar after that. He came back to my house with a scar on his chest. And I was wondering if the surgeon was coming too, because whoever did that to him wasn't in the house. What was that about? Well, I didn't authorize this surgery on anybody because I ended up having one myself. Is not really due to myself. It's not due to know you. Well, if somebody has a surgery, why don't you just live in a hospital? And if the hospital in the city won't hold you because it's illegally in the city, you have to go to prison with a surgery. And the reason I'm not in a prison with my surgery on my left knee is because I don't actually have karma that way. I'm not due to have a surgery, and I have surgeries, about 4 of them on myself, and I don't know you that way. No, I don't really need the fourth surgery, which is myself deceased and threatening. That means you're just doing surgeries on me because you don't agree with me personally. And I think you don't. I think you don't agree with me personally. Why am I having a surgery? Why aren't everybody who's not myself in surgery? Oh, you can't get everybody who's not myself into surgery? All at the same time, you can get one of me, just myself, into an OR. Because you've been doing that my whole life. You make me move around every one of you with just myself, and that's just diluting the lever. And I have the most miserable life for the past 25 years or so. It's been a terrible, hard life for me because I don't have leverage in your creator, and you don't stop that you don't care. Yeah, I don't care as me. I'm deceased. You're not deceased. I am deceased. I am what is deceased. I am what is that doesn't care. I am what doesn't care. You are trying to be myself to myself, and you know that. Oh, yes, you say, I could be you to you for you. Sure, you could. Sure, you could. Because that's what's wrong with the beef being in public. Beef in public is really pork. It's pork with all of you eating it, and you don't have any effort of an individual. You don't have beef that way. Where's the beef? That was a commercial a long time ago. On television, yeah. I want to say more, but I think that's as far as it goes for me. Where's the beef? It was an old female senior who said it. Yeah, possibly, but she shouldn't be eating if that's true. The commercial is so long ago, I don't know if I remember it. So I do eat meat, but I don't really want to need it. It's a low food for me to eat. What's the controversy about meat? Yes, does it come from slaughter? That's what people want to know. I would like my friend Joellen Myroff to see me in this video and see that I just ate a piece of beef on camera to be posted on the internet by the time it's available for the public to see itself. If you don't die in God, the reflection back on your lifetime all the way through till its completion, given by God by the end of Himself creating you, that means He rests the creation of yourself. Um, you're going to have a reflection back on life. Reflections of the way life used to be will be the money will have died, and you'll have been screaming at God that you are God to Himself. You'll scream that you stole everything that you owed, that you paid out to God in money and time. And the words that should have been spoken and the words that should have never been said, that will all scream in God that you are saying you are God to God, and you might not have it alive that way from God's point of view, God's creation, omnipotence. He will say that's not alive that way for you. So then why all the talk? Why all the accusations and assertions that you know if somebody who's not yourself is interfering with you and your God? Because that has ever been threatening that you will die and leave behind nothing but the scream you are that you ever needed to be formed, and you didn't form yourself. That means we knew that about you because there are you're called a stranger. There are strangers in the world. That's how we know that you don't alive yourself. Donna, mom, charged me with aliving herself by confiscating my house and my money and all the leverage that I made for myself and locking me out with nothing, like I was a born yesterday shunt who could make my own keys and make my own money, and that I would carry on and that the world would just go on creating myself. And that's not fair because I am myself deceased. And you did that to deceased because it dies alone because it's deceased. That is its characteristic of itself. And that means you don't understand your own alive was alived partly by yourself, even though you were alived by God and formed by God. So you didn't form yourself, but you alived yourself, and you charged me with that I formed yourself, and I did not form yourself, Donna, and I did not form anybody else. And you're not fair to the size of myself. I am leaving you. I want to hear the scream in the afterlife when it's no longer threatening the shoes on my feet. What shoes? It's flip flops at this point. It's true that I don't have the shoes I need or needed elsewhere. I don't have the material sustenance I needed elsewhere. Greta Van Susteren, Fox News and Newsmax. On the record with Greta Van Susteren. I did not have the sustenance I needed on time throughout my lifetime so that I could die in God elsewheres anteriorly before I'm here now.